person's cruising along the highway in a Toyota Kluger with a flat tyre. Super safe. Gee, I wonder why there's bird shit all over the ground. That's really weird. Bird shit everywhere. Why could there possibly be bird shit everywhere? There's something that feels a bit scary about this whole situation. There's so many friggin' birds.
Is it really bad that I just like kind of want to run around going
If you go ahead and not sleep on my... What? Holy crap.
Can I please stop and scare them, please?
Look at that one. Alright, yeah, you go just get the birds and I'll take video.
Okay,
This is
you got
hilarious.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've had this car now for about a month. It's awesome. Obviously I love it. It's ridiculously fast. Its looks don't match its performance. It's very subtle. It's comfortable. It's got lots of nice features. But there are some things that I don't love about the car. And somehow I'm finding it much more difficult to talk about this while I'm stopped at traffic. So I'm going to start talking about it later. Yeah, so not everything's perfect on the car. It has a couple of small issues that I'd rather it not do. One that's really frustrating, it's mildly frustrating, let's be serious here, is every time you turn it on, it asks you to confirm that you're aware that there are privacy concerns about using GPS in the car. So it pops up a full screen notification that you have to dismiss every time you turn the car on, but it doesn't pop it up straight away. It's not like you can get in the car and at least go through some kind of process. It pops it up later, like a minute down the road. So you could be using it and this notification will just pop up, which you've seen 1,000 times, and obviously you don't give a shit about it, but you still have to manually dismiss it every single time. You also have to do exactly the same thing about the data service that I don't even have in the car. You need if you want to get the Google Earth Street View, the thing that makes it kind of look a little bit like a real world, you need a SIM card to be able to get data connection so that I can download all the textures for the map. But I don't have a SIM card in this car yet, so I don't have any data connection, but it still pops me up with a reminder randomly telling me, just FYI, this could use data. And I have to dismiss that every single time as well. Why? There was some other thing that when I first got the car and I started up, that said, you know, blah blah blah, some crap you don't read. Click here to never show this again. Why can't I have that for those two? I don't understand. So hopefully Audi can, it'll be in there in a couple of weeks to get my my new door panel put on, and hopefully they'll be able to do something about it. Another noteworthy issue, or not preferable thing with this car, is it does use quite a lot of fuel. If you drive it normally, unlike what I'm doing now, so currently I'm playing with the paddles and having fun with the car. If you drive it in comfort mode everywhere, in auto, and you don't put your foot down at all, around the town and on the highways, mixed driving, you'll probably get about 14 litres per 100k, which is pretty bad. It'll go down as low as about 7 on the highway. If you're cruising at 110 or 100, it'll use about 7 litres per 100k. So that's not amazing. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed because I didn't buy this car to be efficient. I bought this car to be fun. But it is kind of surprising that a car that only has 25% more capacity and cylinders than the Golf R, but yes, it has more power obviously, but it doesn't use 25% more fuel. It uses about 70% more fuel. The Golf, you could easily keep it under 10 litres per 100k, even with pretty vigorous driving, whereas this, it's impossible. There is no way you could keep it under 10. The safety systems on this car are actually a little bit too aggressive in intervening. Just before, when I was pulling out of my driveway, a car was going past behind me. I was reversing. It had already gone past, and I started to go backward, and the car freaked out and hit the brakes, even though the car was past. It had already come from one side, gone, and there was nothing behind me, and it hit the brakes. It's K-car, holy shit. Frustrating. It also aggressively turns traction control on. Yes, the car has a lot of power, but really 400 horsepower through an all-wheel drive system with decent sized tyres and good rubber, it's a bit much how often it comes on. You can obviously completely mitigate that by pressing the traction control button once, which puts it into a more lenient mode. But then you lose Audi Presense, which admittedly is the thing that hit the brakes before, but still it's something that I want for day-to-day driving. It's also the thing that causes the car to not launch off the line correctly. If you don't have it in launch control, it will bog down. If you put your foot down off the line, it'll bog down for about 1 or 2 seconds and then pick up.
Oh, what? Yeah, right. Why? It's almost a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Whereas if you have the traction control on the reduced mode, it takes off no problems. Another minor gripe is that, as fun as it is, you can't turn off the loud crack pop startup. Doesn't seem to matter what mode you're in, if you're in comfort mode, anything, the car will make a ridiculous amount of noise when you turn it on. If the car is cold, it won't make any noise, but if it's been driven in about the last hour, the next time you try and turn it on, it will make a ridiculous amount of noise. This is very annoying when you come home at night and you need to, for example, open the garage door. So let's say you come home at about 10 o'clock at night, you pull up the car in the driveway, you put it into park. Now the car will automatically turn off if you put it into park and open the door. So the car turns off. You open up the garage door. I really realised that this wouldn't be an issue if I had a decent bloody garage door that could open itself, but you know, it is what it is. You open the garage door, you come back in the car, you turn it on, and it wakes up half the neighbourhood. I want that feature 80% of the time, but I want to be able to turn it off occasionally, and I haven't been able to figure out a way to do that yet. It's okay, car, it's just a leaf. And it's now a whole work day later. The last issue I have with this car at the moment is that the reverse camera is open to the elements at all times. Coming from the Golf R, which had a flippy way in the VW symbol, the camera used to hide when it wasn't in use. Coming from that, which never got dirty, never had to clean it, didn't matter whether it was raining or anything, it was never a problem. Now, if it rains, I get water droplets on the camera and I can't see what's happening behind me. Which seems like a strange omission to go from, you know, a high-end normal car, like a Golf R, to I guess you'd say an extra high-end luxury car, extra high-end performance anyway, of a luxury car, to then not have that feature or not have some kind of mitigating strategy for that problem is a bit strange.